Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do the last issue of the Terminator Sector War, issue number 4 by Brian Wood and Jeff Stokely from Dark Horse Comics. Really like the cover, to see the reflection of the Terminator and then him, open up this train door or whatever. So in the last issue, she is our main protagonist called Officer Lucy Castro from the New York Police Department is running towards some kind of a train station sector thing. I don't know, this area with trains, right? So she's running in this tunnel, and we see the Terminator. This is in 1984, by the way. Same time when Sarah Connor was hunted by the OG Terminator in the movie, right? And he has some kind of a shotgun. So she says, "Keep it together, Castro." So there's a maintenance door. She tried to bust in, and she says, "I might regret this." So she shoots the lock of the door. Of course, the Terminator hears it. She comes in, and phone. Hello, hello. Crap. Click, click, click. So yeah, the line is dead, and she finds some kind of, what is this? This is not a crowbar. Oh, wait a minute. There's some kind of a mechanism that you can pull, and then the railroad goes click the other way. Or I believe that's this thing. I could be wrong, but that's what I think it is. Anyway, so she comes out, the Terminator sees her shooting her, and she just barely escapes. So then he has tried to excise the Skynet archives for the Metropolitan Transit, whatever, doesn't matter. But he wants to have the schematics of this whole area. Now, what I like is this very minimalistic view. So she escapes because she's, going in this very small. What? Who made this? For what purpose? But, that's beside the point. But I like this, that the Terminator is here and she is here escaping, right? So she comes to, I don't know, some kind of a digging area. And then suddenly the Terminator is there before her. And she is, scared. Well, she's probably shocked that she is here. So he startled her. It startled her. She fights back, but it doesn't work, and she hurts herself. And so she drops that thing. He says, "Don't. Begging is futile. My daughter will never have existed." Right. So if you know what I'm talking about, or what this person is talking about, check out my other reviews of Terminator Sector War. You're gonna find out. Probably. Anyway, so she uses her police instinct training to fend off the weapon. She picks up this metal rod, shoves it into him, but he says, "You cannot damage me." And, she's escaping. And he says, "It says, I have systems redundancy," right? So what strikes me is that there's very minimalistic dialogue here that I believe hurts the series a lot. Just like in the last issues, it would be cool if this protagonist is, having back and forth with the Terminator. Maybe she's learning more about her daughter, what her purpose is, and why he is here, and and it's just some kind of a dialogue, but it's very minimalistic. Also, I talked about the sound effects that is not always working. It's also have the same lettering that I do not like at all. It's just, I don't know, feels a little bit off somehow, right? Also, we see him reload. Now, I don't see him having any pouches, or things with him where does these bullets come from? These shotgun shells? I don't know. And so suddenly the big lights are coming on, and he's turning around because, he hears the big noise. And then, so he hits her with this, I forgot what's this word here. It's not a digging machine. Oh my God. I forgot this machine's name. Anyway, but it doesn't matter. You know what it is. Probably one of you can tell me in the comments what it is. I just had it on the tip of my tongue before I read the comic, before I made this review. Anyway, so she is say go to hell, and she shoves him over the edge of this, I believe, bay or whatever it is. So she falls down with the digging machine, and of course this is going to happen, and she is kicking her this thing's hands, and I don't know, suddenly he lets loose, not sure why, and then maybe because of the gravity of, because he's under this machine, and he's lying on the floor of this bay, which I'm not sure if it's a bay, and she barely escapes and she's lying there, right? Now, again, lots of minimalist, well, let's say very minimalistic dialogue, and you can say, hey, Marinus, this is visual storytelling. Now, I would agree, but there's not much going on these pages that you flip very fast through this book, like I'm doing now. I mean, I'm taking my time because I'm talking to you, but I have this coming out in, I don't know, less than 5 minutes, right? Because there's not much going on here. And so I think, okay, well, he is not dead, so somehow he's going to rise and, attack her. Well, that's not the case, because he is going back. And this was a car, so these criminals ripped off the tires and sell it, probably somewhere on the marketplace or whatever, on the corner. Very funny. So she's here, battered and bruised in this metro. Love this. I mean, this is the detail that I'm asking for, right? And this sets up a very nice scene here. I mean, you see that a lot of shadows, and she's looking down. Well, the other ones are just minding their own business and, reading papers and doing other stuff. Pretty cool. So she goes on the precinct, and her boss says, hey, looking good, Castro. Best walk of shame ever. I like that. So she's taking a shower, and she's feeling the baby, that the baby is safe and all right. Cool. And then she's going to the evidence room, because she has made a promise to the Papa also. That she's going to burn the evidence, because, well, that's what they agreed about. But he doesn't know if he's dead or alive. He's still a criminal scumbag. But he lived up to his side of the deal. I gave him my word. I destroyed this evidence. So, okay. I like that. She is a woman of her word, if you can say, although it's not, he's a criminal, but still, right? So she, leaving her badge behind, or she do not want to be a cop anymore. I'm not entirely sure. But then there's something on the news. A lot of property damage. Don't they got police in Los Angeles? Would you want to go up against whatever did that damage? What's this? Los Angeles looks like a goddamn street war. Eyewitness claim one guy did all this. Hunting some woman. Guy soaked up a lot of damage, but kept going. Look at this. Did they find a body? Diddly squat. Who's the woman? Sarah Connor. Ain't you on shift, Castro? Taking a personal day. Better see you tomorrow. Not gonna happen. I'm taking the 23 to the E train and buying a ticket to Port Authority. I mean, is this deliberately? Maybe there's a lot of fog and mist. If that's the case, I like, but, minimalistic. But then we end like this. With some luck, I'll make it to Los Angeles by the weekend. I find Sarah Connor, and I think we have something to talk about. The end. Okay, but it doesn't... Okay, let's talk about the art first. This is probably the best looking page in the whole of the comic. A lot of detail. I like the visuals that she has, popping yellow color, and then all the others look like a brownish, greenish, fading more in the background. Love the aesthetic and the perspective of these buildings. Lots of detail here. I like that. It feels that a city that has been lived in. Pretty cool. Background matters. I say it every time. It really does matter. But I think this ending is very unsatisfying, because she's going to Sarah Connor, and I don't believe there's going to be a follow-up after this comic with her in it. I believe. I have to check Google if that's the case. But also she's putting in her badge for why? Why won't you be a cop and you have access to weapons and other stuff and cars and I don't know what more, contacts. Also, the Terminator, he's still not dead, right? I mean, he cannot drown. He's still on the bottom. So if he finds a way up, everything is going to be started all over again. She has to look over her back again. So there's I don't know, man. So yeah, not very satisfying. I mean, it's not a bad comic, but it could have been more. It could have been better. You know, more dialogue, more banter, more, I don't know, talking, more this. Yeah, it feels unsatisfied for me. Or unfinished business. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but you know, it doesn't feel like an end. It feels like there's something more stuff coming after this, but we don't see it, and probably never we'll see it. Anyway, so yeah, that's a little bit disappointing. You know, 90s, 80s, Dark Horse Terminator comics did it better. Still not bad. If I rated a number, probably give it a 6. 6.5 maybe. That's it. Maybe, yeah, around that. Maybe a little bit less. I'm not sure. Guys, thank you so much for watching. See you next time. And yeah, bye-bye.